Hi guys, so Kemi Badenoch sat down with the concrete farmer on Tory-friendly talktv, where she took a question that is somewhat legitimate. However, instead of answering honestly, the Conservative leader tried to make it all about her. She was asked why Keir Starmer doesn't answer questions during PMQs, and the Tory here ignored a huge gaping fact of the matter, demonstrating that politicians like this have zero principles. Have a listen to this.
That's another question that's coming, this one from Anne. Why doesn't Keir Starmer ever answer a question in Prime Minister's question time? Can you not make him answer them?
No, I can't. No one can make him answer, but he doesn't answer questions because he doesn't know. He genuinely doesn't know.
Now, does she not know the answer, or is she lying? She knows it's not that he doesn't know, it's the pathetic theatre of PMQs. So I've said before, what politicians should do is, politicians should ask the Prime Minister or a minister a question, and the minister should respond by answering the question. Now, if the question is stupid, as we've often seen, there's a reason for not answering that. But generally, if the Prime Minister or a minister is asked a question, they should answer it. But they don't, because PMQs is pointless theatre. That's what it is. It's like a debating chamber. It's not actually about delivering answers to the public. It's not about answering the questions of parliamentarians. It's not even designed to do that. It's just pointless theatre.
I thought he was obfuscating because he didn't want to say the truth. And a lot of the times he actually says things that aren't true. But he doesn't have answers. He didn't have a plan. And so he just keeps repeating the same words. We play Starmer bingo in the office now because we know he's going to say certain things, 22 billion, 14 years, but he's got no answers and no vision for the future.
Could you not be more sort of hard line on him, though? Because some people criticise you for not being hard enough on him, and that may be your deliberate particular style. But people say, because Nick Timothy last week said, he told 25 lies in half an hour.
Yep.
I mean, could you not be more harsh on him?
I did do that, and there was a time when he actually had to correct the record because he'd said something wrong, and I stood up and said that he had misled the House, and the Speaker called me up for it. Right. So there are these rules in Parliament about not telling people when they're lying.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say it, are you?
Yes, there was a day when I actually did it with a Labour MP where I just broke the rules and I said, you are a liar, you're telling lies, and that video went viral. But I got spoken to after that, and I just thought my personal reputation in that moment was more important. But he...
So where the heck were you when Boris Johnson was in charge? Why were you not calling out his lies then? See, this is the pathetic theatre that I'm talking about. They don't care about the truth. They don't care whether somebody's lying or not. It's all political theatre. Where was she when Boris Johnson was lying about parties and lying about Brexit and lying about everything under the sun? It's every time Boris Johnson was at PMQs, he was lying. Every time. Did Kemi Badenoch call him out? No. Because he was on her team. Keir Starmer is not on her team, so she's going to call him a liar. Now, has Keir Starmer lied? Yes, of course. But as I said, PMQs is a pointless exercise. It's pointless theatre. One side lies and the other side calls them liars. The other side is empowered, they lie, and the other side call them liars. PMQs is pointless. She wants to be Prime Minister one day because she wants to lie as well and get away with it because she knows that the parliamentary structure is broken. The rules are pointless. Once again, these people pretend to have some sort of principles. Yes, I'm standing up for my constituents. I'm calling out the lies of the Prime Minister. But when Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak were lying, nothing but silence from her. Because she didn't care. They don't care. When their team is lying, they'll back those lies. They'll double down on those lies. They'll repeat those lies. If it's a lie from the other side, then they suddenly have principles. They have a backbone. They will stand up in the House of Commons and call it out. It's absolutely pathetic. I don't think PMQs should exist. It's absolutely pointless. You have situations where a prime minister is asked questions and the prime minister starts talking about something else, lies, turns it into a fiasco. You have MPs standing up and asking questions that are completely pointless, asking if the prime minister has attended the local cake event or something like that. You have MPs asking questions that they know that are designed to attack other parties instead of actually asking questions that represent their constituents. It's all pointless.